How's it going, everyone? The PlayStation Store is currently running its Essential Picks as well as its Square Enix Publisher Sale. A lot of people down on these sales, but you know me, I'll still find the best deals and I'll give you guys some recommendations of the good stuff, and there is quite a bit of good stuff. Gonna look at games under the price of $10, might do something under $5, limited pickings this week, but I imagine they're gonna run another PlayStation Store sale next week because there's probably a reason why these two sales are a little bit on a smaller scale. But nonetheless, let's get right into it. Let's start things off with Dishonored 2. Man, 80% off for $5.99. This is a tremendous deal on one of the best action-adventure games, honestly, of the entire PlayStation 4 generation. Your mileage may vary on whether or not you want to consider it action-adventure, action-stealth, whatever, and that's because Dishonored really leaves it to your own devices on how you want to play the game. You can go the more chaotic route, you know, rip everything up in sight, or you can go the more stealthy route, utilize your various abilities, and then, you know, take it on a different approach. I find that more people would find the latter way a bit more rewarding, but again, you can go about it however you want. You do have two playable characters. So game is a bit replayable. I think $5.99 is a fantastic price. There is a free demo available for it, so if you want to check that out first, be my guest, but full price at a full price, you know, $6 that is. Right now, 80% off. I think it's a good pickup, and I bought this game at full price when it came out in 2016 for $59.99, so definitely strong recommendation here. Highly recommended. Next up, as a part of the Square Enix Publisher Sale, a couple of JRPGs I want to mention. Star Ocean First Departure are 60% off for $8.39. This is the PSP port of the first Star Ocean title. So Star Ocean 1 came out, then First Departure came out on the PSP, and this is First Departure on the PlayStation 4. So $8.39, pretty good deal on that. I also do want to give a shout to Star Ocean The Last Hope 4K and Full HD Remaster. I know there's varying opinions on the quality level of this game. Some people enjoyed it, some people not as much. I liked the game. I thought the combat was good. I think the visuals are good, and there's a lot of variety in the different environments you'll go to. Obviously, the game initially came out in February of 2009, so keep your expectations in line. The voice acting is not that great. Let's just not mince words here. Yeah, the English voice acting is not fantastic, but the narrative is kind of interesting. So $8.39, I think, is a solid pickup for that as well. Check those two out if you're a fan of Japanese RPGs. Next up, want to give a mention to the Uncharted, the Nathan Drake collection, 50% off for $9.99. This is available through PlayStation Plus, but only the premium tier. You guys know Sony and PlayStation Plus, they do that gimmick where these remastered games of older titles, they are included in the premium tier. Nonetheless, if you have never played Uncharted 1 to 3, or maybe you played them back on the PlayStation 3 and you want to revisit the games, get some trophies along the way, Nathan Drake collection is damn good. Uncharted 1 kind of has that Mass Effect 1 thing going on, where that game came out in 2007 as well, and definitely shows its age. It's still a good game, just the quality level from Uncharted 1 to Uncharted 2, the quality bump, I should say, is pretty staggering. Like, Uncharted 2, yes, it shows its age, like it's a 2009 title, but I think Uncharted 2 is still a tremendous game, probably my favorite across the entire series. The pacing in that game is so good, the puzzles are well done, the gameplay solid, the narrative is good. Just can't say enough good things about Uncharted 2. There's a reason why back when it came out, like, a lot of people saw that game as the true PS3 system seller at the time, and that fall of 2009 was just crazy as a PS3 owner. You were getting banger after banger, but nonetheless, Uncharted 3 as well, also very good. Not quite the quality level difference between Uncharted 1 and 2, but still pretty damn good, and I would put it on just about the same level as Uncharted 2. I think a lot of people would rank it just below, but nonetheless, $9.99 for all three is great. Also want to give a shout to God of War III Remastered, 50% off for $9.99. This is also available through Plus, but Plus Premium only. So, we talk a lot about God of War. I've been vocal about the fact that God of War really won me over with God of War 2018. Look, I played all the God of War PS2 titles, the PS3 games I should say, because Ascension is a thing as well. I played the two PSP games, I've played all the titles, but 2018 is really what told me, like, holy hell, this is a top-tier franchise that I really got into. I enjoyed all of the other God of War games, and don't get me wrong, God of War 3, huge release when it came out back in early 2010, and I enjoyed the game right when it came out. A little bit on the shorter side, comparatively speaking, to God of War 2018. Obviously, a different style of gameplay as well, more of a hack-and-slash action title. Very action-heavy, still gruesome as all hell, so bear that in mind, but $9.99 I think is a good price, so check it out. If you only play God of War 2018, you know, they have haven't ported over the other titles like Chains of Olympus, Ghosts of Sparta, God of War 1 and 2, so that's a little bit of a bummer, but you can check out God of War 3, and for $9.99, I think it's a good buy. Next up, we got the Shadow Warrior Collection, $9.99 with your Plus subscription, $12.49 outside of that. Plus Essential will get it to you for $9.99. Very stylish first-person action shooters. I really enjoyed the game. Very bloody as well. I like Shadow Warrior 2 a bit more, but these are very, very good games if you want titles to, you know, that are fast-paced, action-heavy, but you don't gotta take too seriously. I think you'll enjoy both Shadow Warrior 1 and 2, and essentially you get both of them for $5 a pop. You know, with it being $9.99, I think this is a really good price, and I think most people would rank these two titles above Shadow Warrior 3. Maybe the price point comes into play with that, because Shadow Warrior 3 is still a whopping $50, but here, $9.99 for Shadow Warrior 1 and 2, a damn good deal, would definitely recommend it. Next up, we got some anime games here. Naruto Shippuden, Ultimate Ninja Storm 4, Road to Boruto, $9.99. Now, usually, I recommend people to pick up the Naruto Storm Legacy Collection if you just want one game out of the Storm titles, and you want that game that you and your friends can enjoy and play together, or for whatever reason, Storm 4 is the one to get. Deepest roster of characters, and just overall a really solid game. The single player component, in my opinion, is not as good as Storm 2. I think Storm 2 is the best one as far as that's concerned, but still quite good. It just has a different style of single player story mode. Naruto is the anime that I really grew up with. Like, I have so much affinity towards Naruto. Not to Boruto. My boy just went on an absolute tirade about Boruto the other night, actually. That man was losing it at how much he thought Boruto is ruining the legacy of Naruto as an anime, but nonetheless, we won't go down that rabbit hole right now. Again, gigantic roster of characters. It's not a fighting game that you need to take super seriously and get technically good at. Like, you can pick up and play pretty quickly. Yeah, maybe you can make the arguments, alright, you gotta learn how to time the substitutions and all that stuff, but, like, it's pretty easy to pick up and play this game. Like, whenever I have a large group of people over, like, Naruto Storm is one of those games that sometimes we'll just pop in and we'll run, like, a mini tournament or something like that, and everybody jumps in. People that have never played the game will jump in and have a good time with it. So, $9.99, I think that's a pretty good price. Next up, we got Dragon Ball FighterZ for $8.99. This is more of the technical-oriented fighting game. Of course, a fighting title done by Arc System Works, and they have done a fantastic job with this game. Obviously, there is a plethora of DLC, so if you're trying to get everything, that's gonna be, you know, you're gonna need quite a bit, but they've got some, you know, classic characters added, like Bardock, I believe they just added as well. DB FighterZ is a super stylish game. You know, if you're a fan of Dragon Ball, if you're a fan of technical fighters, you're gonna enjoy this one quite a bit. At $9, I think is a good price, even if it's for just the base game. I still think that's a solid pickup. Next up, we got Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. I think for a lot of people, this was the Resident Evil game that got them back into Resident Evil. After Resident Evil 6 really didn't win a lot of people over, and then, yeah, titles like Revelations that was on the 3DS, yeah, it got a port, but then it was a $50 port, and then Revelations 2, etc., etc. RE7 really brought it back to a lot of the horror atmospheric elements that I think people got into Resident Evil. Strong narrative here. VR component is fantastic if you do have a VR headset. I had somebody play it through VR, and they literally lost their mind and couldn't get past more than 30 minutes of it, but they were very much like not somebody that played video games a lot, so take that with a grain of salt. Nonetheless, if you have a VR headset, that's something to take into consideration as well. $9.99 for it. I think that's a good buy. There is a teaser demo beginning hour. You can check that out. Gold Edition is on sale as well for $16. That'll include some additional content, so whatever version you want to get, go for it. Next up, we got Infamous Second Son. This is available through PlayStation Plus Extra. If you guys know me, you know I love me some Infamous, and it does my heart great pain knowing that, you know, it's been so long since we've gotten more out of Infamous, but Second Son, while I wouldn't say is as good as Infamous 1 and 2, look, I thought incredibly highly about Infamous 1 and 2, and I thought those games were tremendous. Second Son is still a really, really solid game. It was one of the earlier PlayStation 4 games, and to me, even though I got a PS4 at launch day, like, I would consider it one of the system sellers. Like, knowing that Second Son was coming, that was something that got me excited to get a PS4. Open world game, visuals have held up really, really well. Good bit of content here, although if you do bum rush through the main story, you can complete it pretty quickly. Delsin is not as compelling of a main character as Cole, especially Cole from Infamous 1. I thought that was just peak storytelling and character development Cole from Infamous 1, but nonetheless, I still thought Delson was a fine main character, and no slight on him whatsoever. I still liked him. Has a different vibe going on for him than Colt. This guy cocky, more arrogant vibe, especially if you take the villainous route. But nonetheless, $9.99 for Infamous Second Son. Goodbye here, and definitely would give it a shout. Lastly, I do want to give a mention to Prey Digital Deluxe Edition, 75% off for $9.99. The base game is available through PlayStation Plus, so keep that in mind. This is Prey 2017, and back in 2017, when I played this game, I thought it was one of the most underrated games of that year. It just was not getting a lot of buzz, and I thought Arcane did a fantastic job with this game. Super atmospheric sci-fi first-person shooter. The thematics are wild. A psychological game as well. I believe Arcane just came out and said, like, yeah, we kind of got shoehorned into calling this game Prey when it really had no attachment towards Prey from, what was it, 2006 on the Xbox 360. But, nonetheless, don't take anything with the name value as far as Prey. Just go into it expecting a sci-fi, atmospheric, trippy first-person shooter with a decent bit of content as well. Digital Deluxe Edition will give you the bonus content. You'll get Moon Crash as well as Typhon Hunter. All for $9.99. Think that's a solid deal. Again, a trippy first-person shooter here. Definitely give that a look. But that is going to do it for me. Again, I think a lot of great deals available right now across the PlayStation Store sales. Obviously, a bit of a smaller scale. It's not the 1,000+ deals we sometimes see, but still some pretty good stuff. Links to everything in the description box below. As always, thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.